that's just a rule. It means that f of x is the same as y is the same as the output. So if you see f of x, that also means y. And if you see output, that also means y. They all mean the same thing. I think in your homework you guys were getting a little confused because you're like, why? The other problem said f of x. They're the same thing. Okay? So today we're going to have you guys writing the rules. I just wanted to talk about how you write the rules. So when I ask you guys to write the rule, you're going to write f of x equals, if it's an addition problem, you're going to equals x plus and then a number, okay? So when I ask you guys during the lesson to come up and write the rule, I want you to write it like this. Or you could also write it, if it's y, it's going to be y equals x minus, if it's a minus problem, okay? So this is how you're going to write your rules. If it's multiplication, it could be f of x equals 10x. And that means you're multiplying what you have for x by 10. This is how you write rules for functions, okay? You'll see. I'm just prepping you for what we're going to be doing. Multiplication, everyone look up here. If it is multiplication, you don't need to write a multiplication sign. A 10 next to an x means you're multiplying x by 10, okay?
I got it right here. Miss Liz.
Right here. All right, so who can tell me what the rule is for this table? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Charnay, what is the rule?
F of
Okay, so she wrote it out correctly. She said f of x, so she's writing the rule. So she's writing it like this. She's saying f of x equals 10x.
Turn around and look, otherwise you will never get out of 8th grade.
So that's the rule. And she figured this out because she put in -3 for x. 10 times a -3 is going to give us what? A -30. Because this is the rule for it all. This rule works for every single x in here. That's why I wrote it in the middle. Okay? All right, we're going to move on to the next one. F is the same as y, but we're using y in this problem. That y,
Or added. Added. It is that.
I gotta roll with it. Okay. So for this one, she noticed at first she wrote f of x, right? But what are we talking about in this problem? Y. So I told her that. But then she still included the x. But for this we don't need the x. We just say y, because all we have is y, right? Okay. So now let's see if her rule is correct. We're going to plug in -5 for x, okay? So we have a -5 minus 4. What's -5 minus 4?
Yes, you get a bigger, when you got more negatives, you get a larger negative number.
Okay, so does that, let's try one more to make sure the rule is correct. So we plug in the -1 because it's in the x column, right? Okay, so we have -1 minus 4. So what do we get for that?
-5.
A -5. So is this the correct rule for the function table? Yes. Okay. So now we'll do one more. So again, you're going to find the rule. Okay. So what? Someone raise their hand and tell me. Someone raise your hand and tell me what they put for the rule. But I want you to say it. I want you to say it in the rule form that I told you. Go ahead. Okay. So what's the rule? He's telling me X minus 7. So now let's see, does this work? We're going to plug in what? What are we going to plug in for X? 10, because we take it directly from the X column, so we have 10 minus 7. And what does that give us? 3. And does that make sense? Because where's the 3? Yep, so y equals 3. One more time, we'll plug it in for 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. Okay, do we all see that? Does this rule work?